I'm so sorry, guys. You're gonna have to hear all that again.
Problem.
Okay, now we're recording. All right, let's try that again. Oh, okay. Hola, bonjour, stavo, ni hao, annyeonghaseyo. Some of you understood that I was saying hello in Spanish, French, Croatian, Chinese, and Korean, and some of you did not. Sometimes we find ourselves sandwiched in between the passengers of a bus or a train, and just as we're about to turn to the person beside us and ask them to just move over kindly to the side, we realize that they're talking to another passenger in a language we do not understand. Or we are at work and a customer will come in asking about a product, and we realize we can't understand a single thing that's coming out of their mouth. This is something very common, seeing as we live in the diverse melting pot that is America. The only way to fix such a universal struggle is to learn a foreign language. Imagine, after several months of laboring and practicing and perfecting your new language, say it's French. You set off for France, and you're walking down the cobblestone streets of Paris with the ease of a native. You barely feel any anxiety when you walk into a little cafe and order your croissant and cappuccino off the menu with your perfected, precise accent. And the other locals in the cafe look at you and wonder if you yourself are a local. And that's just the fun part. Imagine if you live your normal everyday life with just a little more pizzazz, knowing that you can understand the lady who's doing your toes at the nail salon, or the man in the shopping aisle who's asking the poor sales clerk questions in Swahili. You are revered and celebrated, even if it's just you who's doing the celebrating, because you accomplished something wonderfully rewarding. The great thing is that anyone can learn a new language. It can be easy as picking up a language learning application online or on our phones, such as Rosetta Stone. Another way is adopting a foreign pen pal. Or for those of you who are more adventurous, one can travel to a country and experience the language in full immersion. With these little tips, you will find that you have the key to a world full of languages. Thank you. All right.
Great, good job.
Thanks.
Can I go next?
Mhm.
Okay. Quick. What's the first thing you think of when someone mentions Planned Parenthood? I bet I know the answer. Tonight, I want you, my audience, to believe in the importance of the wide array of healthcare needs Planned Parenthood provides. And I want you to believe that erasing the stigma attached to Planned Parenthood is a must. And I want to motivate you to stand with Planned Parenthood. Governor Scott cut funding to Planned Parenthood last year in excess of $500,000. Many Floridians depend on the low-cost healthcare Planned Parenthood provides. There are 22 Planned Parenthood locations around the state of Florida, primarily in areas of the disadvantaged. Planned Parenthood provides much-needed services, such as birth control, STD testing and treatment, prenatal care, nutritional information, cancer screenings, flu vaccines, and help with smoke cessation. The clinics also offer wellness exams, treatment for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, urinary tract infections, diabetes management, and hormone replacement therapy. The underprivileged need this important piece of the puzzle in Florida's healthcare. The ramifications of Governor Scott's funding hurt the most vulnerable amongst us. Birth control, cervical cancer screenings, and breast exams come from state funding. Someday, you or someone you are close to may need the low-cost or free services Planned Parenthood provides. I am advocating that my audience educates themselves on Planned Parenthood. Stop seeing Planned Parenthood as simply an abortion provider and see them as the much-needed community health organization that they are. CNN reported in January of this year that abortions account for just 3% of Planned Parenthood services. That 3% is backed up on Planned Parenthood's own By the Numbers page that anyone can go on. Now I'm going to surprise most of you. Fact: cuts in government funding will not affect the number of abortions provided. That's right. No federal or state dollars are used to provide the termination of pregnancies. Federal funding for abortions is already prohibited, so all Governor Scott did was block money for services for low-income people. Electing officials who believe in Planned Parenthood is crucial to the women and men of Florida. Here's Tiffany's story. In her early 20s, with no health insurance and unable to afford a regular OBGYN office visit, Tiffany went to Planned Parenthood for a well-woman exam. It was there cervical cancer was found. Planned Parenthood helped save her life. Colleen's story is similar. 11 years ago, Colleen, at 27, was in between jobs and found a lump during her monthly self-exam. She went to the Planned Parenthood in her area for the first time. It was there she was diagnosed with stage 2 invasive cancer. She was then referred to a cancer center where she went when she underwent treatment and is alive today. Planned Parenthood Colleen credits Planned Parenthood for this. That same year, Planned Parenthood diagnosed 85,000 cases of female-type cancers. Cuts in Florida's funding forced people to seek alternate health care and possibly go without needed screenings and treatments. There will be more undetected pregnancies, more undetected female cancers, unintended pregnancies, and STDs will go untreated and spread. I want you to go online and join I Stand with Planned Parenthood. Donate to the Planned Parenthood Action Plan. Donations will help Planned Parenthood in their lawsuits against the state of Florida. Their message to the politicians of Florida is, you cannot strip health care from thousands of people and expect to get away with it. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Did we need to have like a visual aid? Because I saw like okay, good. I made one last second, so. Okay. Does a spoonful of sugar really help the medicine go down, or does it just bring about the need for more medicine? The American Heart Association recommends only 7 teaspoons of added sugar a day. However, the average American is getting over 3 times that amount, consuming 22 to 32 teaspoons of added sugar every day. And at 16 calories per teaspoon, that means on average we're eating up to 512 empty calories from added sugar alone. And empty calories mean that they provide absolutely no nutritional content. Eating too much sugar contributes to obesity, high cholesterol, diabetes, and high blood pressure. All of these are risk factors for heart disease, cancer, and stroke, 3 out of the 5 most common causes of death in the country. To lower sugar intake, cut out soda and other sugary drinks. It's recommended no more than 100 to 125 calories come from added sugar a day. However, one 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola contains 140 calories of added sugar. Instead, try adding your favorite fruit juices to seltzer water. Eliminate processed foods as much as possible, because approximately 80% of processed foods contain added sugars. Start out slow, gradually adding more whole foods while reducing processed foods from your meals. And our lives are hectic between school, jobs, and family, and processed foods are convenient, and that's why they're chosen most of the time. Instead, designate a few hours a week to prepare meals for the week. There are plenty of websites you can find online that have recipes and tips for meal prepping. Also, use your technology. As they say, there's an app for that. Record what you eat on your phone, and it'll help you keep track of how much sugar you're eating during the day. You'll start feeling and seeing the effects of reducing your sugar intake within days. You'll sleep better and have more stable energy levels throughout the day without the crashes and rushes from sugar. Your skin will clear and brighten up without the inflammation from insulin spikes. And who doesn't want to lose a few pounds? Reducing your sugar intake will knock out some of those empty calories from your diet. So I want you to take out your phone, go to your app store, search calorie counters. There are multiple options out there and most of them are free. Personally, I use MyFitnessPal. Download one and keep track of what you eat for a few days. Take a look at the nutrient breakdowns to see the amount of sugars in the foods you eat and how much you consume on a daily basis. How does your sugar intake compare with the American Heart Association recommendations? That one didn't have too good of an ending, but it'll do.
That's good.
I'm not going tonight, ladies. I came for support. I'm too tired right now.
Okay. All right, then. Well, I'll stop the broadcast.
See you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Have a good night.